Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be filming a full face of Colourpop cosmetics. I created this look right here that you're seeing right now. This is my minimal work makeup. This is the kind of look that I would wear. It's a little bit more softer, more minimal than my usual everyday makeup. So I thought I would hit two birds with one stone. A lot of you guys did say you wanted to see my minimal makeup look. There are 15 products that I'm using today, and I would say 9 out of 15 I would use when I actually go to work in my own time and I'm doing my makeup off camera. So for the most part, this is what I look like when I go to work. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind more of like a natural look for this full face. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieve this look with only Colourpop cosmetics, then just continue watching. So first I'm going to start off with the All Star Matte and Blur Primer. I don't usually use this primer that often. It's just not in like my routine to use primers. It's just not a step that I always do, but because of this video, it's a full face and Colourpop does have primers in their collection, I thought I would just show you guys. I actually do like this primer. It feels very hydrating. It feels more like a moisturizer, like the texture of it feels more like a moisturizer, so it's very hydrating on the skin. It smells really nice as well. Hopefully Colourpop will come out with more like different primers for different skin types, because obviously this one is to mattify and blur, and obviously dry skin people might not like that. So hopefully in the future they'll come out with more, which I'm sure they will because it's Colourpop. For foundation today, I will be using the Colourpop No Filter Stick. I'm in the shade Light 70W. They do have the stick and also the liquid foundation. I do like the liquid, but I just prefer the stick. I think the shade in the stick foundations that I have matches me a bit better. And I feel like the one I have in the foundation, it's super dark on me right now. I don't know, I just struggle with foundations. I don't even think this is like a good match for me, but it's closer than the liquid. It's just so hard to find the right like undertone because I'm almost golden olive, so it's just hard to find, but you know. And I'm actually going to use a brush. I like using brushes for like foundation sticks just because it's easier to like blend out and just to get the most coverage. So I'm using this e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. foundation brush. I know this is a full face of Colourpop, but full face of Colourpop makeup products, not brushes. I am going to use a couple of their brushes, but for the most part it's not going to be brushes included, just because I don't like all of their brushes. They do have really good ones though, like some that I use like every single day, but like I don't like all of them, so I'm just going to use my own brushes. I'm sorry. This foundation stick does give you pretty good coverage, and I would say that it is buildable as well. So you can use a little bit less and get lighter coverage if you want to use it for more like daytime. And now it's time for concealer. I'll be using the No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 28. I haven't used this concealer in a really long time. If you guys watch my videos, you know I've been obsessed with the Too Faced one, and I've been using that one every single day. But before I got the Too Faced one, this was the one that I was wearing every single day. So I would say like this is like my number 2 favorite concealer. I think just for the price, like it is really great for what it is, you know? Getting the right shade would be a bit hard just because it does oxidize, but when you get the right shade, I'm sure you will love it. See, it does really cover up my under eyes, but you still can see a bit of like darkness underneath there, but it is what it is and I don't really mind that, so it's a pretty like medium to full coverage concealer. I do like to bring a little bit onto my lid just to act as like an eye primer, because Colourpop doesn't have an eye primer, so you can always use a concealer, which is what I always do. And then of course going in with the No Filter setting powder in translucent. I'm going to use this to set my under eyes just to prevent any creasing. I'll bring it towards my smile lines, my chin area, and also my nose and the center of my forehead. I actually really do like this powder. I also haven't used this in a while just because I knew I was filming this and I didn't want to keep using it, and if I finished it and I didn't have one for this video, I would have to like wait and purchase. So I was like saving it for this video just in case like I was gonna finish it, because there's not much left in my container. I think out of the No Filter family, the powder is definitely like my favorite. And then just to set the rest of my face, I'll be taking the No Filter Sheer Press Powder in the shade Medium Dark. Now this is a shade of medium dark. It is not medium dark at all. I would say this is like a light to medium. It's not what it sounds like. Obviously, I have been using this guy a lot. It's just the powder that I use every day to set the rest of my face. Oh, and I'm actually using the Colourpop powder brush. Moving along, we are gonna now fill in our eyebrows. So I am gonna be using one product that is not from Colourpop, and that is going to be my brow powder. This one's from Anastasia. Colourpop doesn't actually have brow powders, and I know you can use eyeshadows and whatnot, but I just want to use this brow powder, okay? But I will be using the Colourpop brow pencil in black and brown. Colourpop actually does have two styles of eyebrow pencils. They have this one, which is the original, I believe, and they have the Brow Boss. So the difference between this one and the Brow Boss is that this one's a lot more pigmented. You will see that when I apply it onto my brows, it's very much there. You can see it right away. So it's a little bit more pigmented and a bit more intense. As for the Brow Boss, it's more soft, and it's something that you gotta build up. It's a little bit more natural, so depending on how you fill in your brows and what you prefer in a brow pencil, it's honestly up to you. My thoughts on the brow pencil: I do like this. It's just that the pencil of this is actually quite thick, and when I use this brow pencil, I tend to like draw my brows a bit thicker. Formula is good. I do like the formula. And while we're here, I'm going to use the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel in the shade Dark Brown. Now, I actually stopped using this because it does pull down my eyebrow hairs. Because they are so sparse and so thin and so weak, it can't hold up a gel. So what I would notice is like throughout the day, my eyebrows will start like drooping down and you can see them. Because we are doing a full face and Colourpop does have a brow gel, I'm going to use it for the sake of today's video. They do have one in clear and different shades for different hair colors, but the formula on this is really great. Like, I feel like if you had nicer brows than me, then you'll really like this. It's just that my brows can't hold up a gel, but it makes your brows hair look so much more realistic. It just gives like a lot of texture to the brow hair. And for someone that has no brow hair at all, like that's what I need, you know? So I just did one eye off camera very quickly. It's a very simple, minimal eye look and very easy to do. So the palette that we're going to use today is Karen's palette, Through My Eyes. This is one of my favorite palettes ever, and we're going to be using this today. I'm going to start off with the shade Wild Soul on my Morphe M573, and we're going to use the shade to just pretty much wash all over our lid space. Kind of like a transition, but I'm going to bring it onto my lid as well. It's a really like light mustard shade, which I like against my skin tone. And then I'll take the shade Canela, and I'm going to use this on my lower lash line, just from the outer corners right to the inner corner. And then going into the shade Mesmerized, I'm actually going to use this shade Wet. I'm using the Colourpop, I believe this is called the shading brush, and I'm going to also be using the All-Star face setting spray. I don't actually use this to set my face, just because I don't like the nozzle. It spritz out very like harsh, like it just, I do like to use this to wet my brush. I'm just going to pat this all over my lid up to like my crease area and just make it very diffuse. I like this brush for this purpose specifically. It's a nice brush to pack on shimmers but make them look very diffuse and not like so precise. Mesmerized is like one of my favorite shades in this whole palette. It just shimmers through the light so beautifully. Like there's just little specks of glitters in here. It does have like an orange undertone underneath, so it's going to add a bit more color to the lid space. Now I'm taking the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Yours Sincerely. This is Zoella's Creme Gel Liner. You can use Mr. Bing, which is from the original line, which is Kathleen's collab. I'm going to use this to tight line my upper waterline, and I'm also going to smudge it against my lash line. Going back into the shade Canela, I'm going to use my Makeup Collective number 5 brush, which is an angle brush, and I'm literally just going to smoke that eyeliner out. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, give them a good curl, because Colourpop does not have false lashes. so we won't be applying any falsies today. I wonder if Colourpop will come out with like beauty tools like tweezers, like lash curlers and beauty sponges. I wonder if they're like planning to come out with that stuff, and their prices are so great, so that would be really cool. So for my lashes, I will be using the BFF mascara. This is the black one, which is called Black on Black. They have a whole colorful range of mascaras. It's very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'm gonna apply it to my lower lashes a bit after, when like my top lashes dry down. We're gonna now move back onto the face, so let's do bronzer. I like to use this bronzer here. This one is called Private Party. It has a bit of shimmer to it. I would say it's more like of a satin. You don't really see the sheen too much, but it is a very light bronzer, which is what I need. I don't want something too harsh. Like, I don't really want to contour out my face. I just want to add some warmth back. For blush, I like to use a Super Shock blush. This one is called Between the Sheets. It's my favorite one. I just like to use my beauty sponge, pat it in. I love the Super Shock blushes. It's just very natural. It looks like you're blushing from within. It looks like I'm blushing myself, not that I put makeup on. Like, look how natural and like pretty that looks. For highlighter, of course, I'll be using the Colourpop Nudundo palette. For work, I usually don't use this palette just because it's very blinding, very intense. I like to use my Hourglass one because that's more natural. Again, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go into the shade On the Loose, which is my favorite. And then for lip color, I'll be using the Velvet Blur Luxe lipstick in the shade Super Bloom. So this, guys, completes my full face of Colourpop cosmetics. Honestly, this tutorial was super easy for me to do because I have tried and loved the majority of these products. Colourpop is nothing new to me. I am very familiar with the brand, and you guys know that. Either way, I hope you guys still enjoyed this tutorial today and still found it helpful with my little reviews here and there. And with that being said, that completes today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!